In basketball, the official rulebook tells you what's a foul and what's a travel. But there is a second, invisible rulebook that every pro knows by heart. It's a set of norms passed down from the legends of the 80s and 90s to the superstars of today. It's called the Code. Break it and you'll find yourself in a scuffle, getting a hard foul, or being exiled in your own locker room. Today, we're breaking down the essential, unwritten rules of basketball. Rule number 1. Dribble out the clock. If your team has clearly won and there are under 24 seconds left, you don't drive for a layup. You hold the ball and take the shot clock violation if need be. Scoring in garbage time, especially a flashy dunk, is seen as the ultimate sign of bad sportsmanship. One of the most famous modern examples of this was seen quite recently. With the Pelicans leading the Suns by 9 points and only seconds remaining, the game was over. Instead of dribbling it out, Zion Williamson took off for a monstrous 360 windmill dunk to please the home crowd. As soon as the buzzer sounded, Suns players, led by Chris Paul and Cameron Payne, charged toward the Pelicans' bench. A massive shouting match and shoving ritual ensued. Zion later admitted it was out of character, but said he did it because the Suns had knocked them out of the playoffs the previous year. This leads to rule number 2. Don't run up the score. In the final minutes of a game that's already decided, you stop driving aggressively. It's about showing respect. If you're up by 30, you don't need that extra bucket, and you definitely shouldn't be padding your stats. This ties directly into rule number 3. Play for the win, not the box score. Remember Ricky Davis? In 2003, while up by 25 with 6 seconds left, he famously shot the ball at his own basket just to get a rebound for a triple-double. He was nearly tackled by the opposition and slammed by the media. Rule number 4. Don't go for a block or steal in the final seconds. If the winning team is doing the respectful thing and running out the clock, don't try to pad your defensive stats by swiping at the ball. It's unnecessary and a quick way to start a fight. An example of this can be found in a Kansas versus Monmouth game when George Papa stole the ball and dunked it despite being down by 55 with 17 seconds left. The crowd then booed him out of the building. Basketball has a strict social order. This leads us directly into rule number 5. Respect the veterans. Rookies, listen up. You carry the bags, you get the food, and you show deference. You also don't show up a veteran. Hazing is a common thing that nearly every player goes through. One of the most legendary versions involves former Cleveland Cavalier Dion Waiters. After he repeatedly forgot to fulfill his rookie duty of bringing donuts to the morning shoot-around, the veterans decided to send a message. The vets, led by Kyrie Irving and Tristan Thompson, filled Waiters' brand new white luxury car to the roof with popcorn. When Dion walked out of the arena, he opened the door and a literal river of popcorn spilled onto the pavement. The vets claimed they were merciful because they used butter-free popcorn so it wouldn't stain his leather seats, though Waiters later complained about the salt getting into every crevice of the dashboard. Rule number 6. If you're a rookie, don't talk trash to a 10-year pro after one good play. An example of this could be seen in 1996 during Garnett's rookie season. His Minnesota Timberwolves were actually playing the 72-win Bulls quite well. KG's teammate, Isaiah J.R. Ryder, was having a career night, scoring easily on MJ. Garnett, fueled by youthful adrenaline and feeling 19, started chirping from the sidelines and on the court. He began shouting to Ryder loud enough for Jordan to hear. "Keep killing that N-word. You're having a good game, keep going. He can't guard you. He's too small." Ryder, a veteran who knew the code much better than KG, immediately got terrified. He walked over to Garnett and whispered, "Yo, chill out, shut up, he can hear you." Garnett didn't care. He doubled down, yelling, "I don't care, keep killing him." Jordan didn't say a word. He didn't even look at Garnett. He just stood there with a specific lean and a look in his eye that KG now describes as the devil. In the next few minutes of the fourth quarter, Jordan completely took over. He went on a personal scoring tear that buried the Timberwolves. At one point, Jordan looked over at Garnett and Ryder and simply said, "Okay, young fella. Okay, y'all done? Y'all finished?" The Bulls won by 21. After the game, the Timberwolves locker room was silent. J.R. Ryder wouldn't even look at Garnett. The veterans on the team essentially told KG he had single-handedly lost them the game by waking up a sleeping dog. Rule number 7. Don't mess with the starting five's routine. Don't sit in a vet's usual chair, don't shoot at their hoop during warm-ups, and never interrupt their pre-game ritual. It avoids unnecessary friction and lets the leaders focus on the win. You will often see rookies standing up or sitting on the floor near the bench because they accidentally sat in a veteran's designated chair. Now, let's talk about the rules that protect the players. These are the broken code moments that lead to ejections. Rule number 8. Never step under a jumper. This is widely considered the dirtiest play in the game. When a player is in the air, they are defenseless. If you slide your foot under their landing zone, you're risking their entire career on a twisted ankle or blown knee. The most famous example of this was seen with Zaza Pachulia and Kawhi Leonard. A moment that literally changed the game forever. Rule number 9. Don't celebrate injuries. Even if it's the star player of your biggest rival, you stay silent. It's a tight-knit brotherhood. Cheering for a physical breakdown crosses a moral line that you can't uncross. An example of this was seen in the 2019 NBA Finals. Kevin Durant tore his Achilles and Raptors fans began to clap and cheer. Serge Ibaka and Kyle Lowry were visibly disgusted. They didn't celebrate the fact that the Warriors' best player was out. Instead, they immediately started gesturing to their own fans to shut up and stop cheering. They stepped over to Durant to check on him, showing that the brotherhood of the players mattered more than the championship they were currently fighting for. After the game, DeMarcus Cousins was blunt about the fans' behavior, calling it trash and saying, "We're idolized as superstars, but we're human beings at the end of the day." The backlash against the Toronto fans was global. The narrative shifted instantly from the game itself to the classless act of celebrating a career-altering injury. Rule number 10. Don't step over someone. In 2001, Allen Iverson famously stepped over Ty Lue. It was iconic, but it's also the ultimate sign of humiliation. In a regular game, this is a fight-on-sight offense. The respectful move is to walk around or offer a hand up. What happens in the locker room stays there. Rule number 11. Keep team business private. Internal drama or injury details are off-limits to the media. If you leak info, you lose the trust of the brotherhood. The best example of this could be seen in 2016, when D'Angelo Russell recorded Nick Young as he confessed to cheating on his girlfriend, Iggy Azalea. He then leaked this info to the public. His reputation in the NBA has never recovered. This leads to rule number 12. If an opponent gives your star a cheap shot, a teammate, usually a big man or an enforcer, is expected to step in. It's about unity. If you don't stand up for your guys, your team gets labeled as soft, and your chemistry will tank. To round it out, we have the mental rules. Rule number 13. No celebrating when losing. If your team is down by 20, don't flex or dance after a dunk. It makes it look like you care more about your highlights than the score. If you do this, you are bound to get clowned by your coaches, teammates, and people online. Rule number 14. Respect the pecking order. In the clutch, the ball goes to the superstar. Role players who freeze out the star or hijack possessions without earning that trust usually find themselves on the trade block. Rule number 15. Respect the handshake line. No matter how much blood, sweat, and trash talk occurred during the 48 minutes, you dap up after the final whistle. It shows that at the end of the day, it's just basketball. This is quite literally the reason that Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas still have beef today. The code keeps the game from turning into chaos. It's about respect for the players, the history, and the game itself. Which of these rules do you think is the most important for a winning team? And did I miss any? Let me know in the comments below. This is ASED. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day.